Good evening. This is a regular meeting agenda of the governing body of the Borough of Bloomingdale, Tuesday, March 18, 2025 at 7 p.m. Call the meeting to order by the salute to the flag.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Amato.
Here.
Councilman Brockert.
Present.
Councilman Catalano.
Here.
Councilman Graziano.
Here.
Councilwoman Hudson. Here. Councilwoman Schubert. Here. Councilman Yasi.
Here. We also have your municipal clerk, Brianna Smith, business administrator, Michael Sondermeyer, and borough attorney, Dawn Sullivan. This meeting is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law. Adequate notice of this meeting was advertised in the Herald News on January 9, 2025. Copies were provided to the local news media and posted continuously in the municipal building. A copy of this notice is available to the public in a file at the office of the municipal clerk. As per state fire code, I am required to acknowledge that there are two emergency exits in this council chambers: the main entrance which you enter through, a secondary exit to the left of where I am seated. If there is an emergency, walk orderly to the exit through the door, down the stairs, and out the building. If there's any questions, please raise your hand. Seeing none. We do not have any non-agenda items tonight. We will have an executive session for two matters of negotiation, but there will be no business conducting afterwards. Adding that to the agenda. Can I have a motion to open up early public comment?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone wishing to come up, please come up.
I got on the 86 Van Dam. I'm just concerned about more debt. I sort of to the three bond ordinances. I mean, I know one's the senior center, and I'm sure they're justifiable, but I think we have to slow down a bit because our debt is really.
I don't disagree with you. Okay, but these items we got grants for, which is the Elm Street, which we're having water issues over there with broken water pipes. There's some drainage issues over it. It's Elm and actually Dan. All the water lines over there, especially because there's lead pipes in the ground. We have 2-inch mains over there of galvanized pipe, but past is part of the, we have to do it. So we got a grant for over there, why we're gonna pave and do some curbing work over there. We're gonna replace the water lines and get the galvanized out of the ground so we can.
Now, getting rid of the galvanized, is that covered by a grant?
No, we're responsible for it no matter where it is in town. And luckily, going back many years, we did down, I believe it was Maple, and that area we started a long time ago. And we did last year, we did a section of Elizabeth Street and Warren over there, which we had 2-inch. Where else did we have 2-inch?
I think Elm Banana is the last place we have.
That's the last place where we have, that we know, that we're aware of. And then we've been checking everybody's home going in, and by doing that, we also storing a ton of water meters. And that project is getting ahead of itself. So at the end of the day, we're just complying with what we have to do, but we're using grant money, and of course we have to bond all that before, it has to be completed before we receive the money back in.
Okay,
And you know where the senior floor is, and that's been talked about for how many years now?
forever.
Yeah, I know, and it's getting worse. Okay. Anyone else? Do you know when the motion to close?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Report of committees?
Mayor, the Tri-Borough First Aid Squad has a pancake breakfast, and that will be on March 23rd. The breakfast is from 8 to 1, and the craft fair is from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you wanted to buy tickets, you could call Lee Turk, and her number is 862-257-0224, and you could get tickets at the door as well. Their beefsteak is April 12th from 6 to 11 at the Bloomingdale Borough Hall. Tickets are $70. Amanda LaCicero is selling tickets. I believe the last time that the last meeting, I think she has like 20 tickets left, so it's,
Yeah, they're almost sold out.
yeah,
Sold out.
they're almost sold out. They had 169 calls, in February, year-to-date 337. Paid squads took 34 calls, Triborough had 135 calls, they covered 123 and missed 12 calls. They made 91% of their calls. 73 were to Butler, 52 Bloomingdale, 38 Kinloch. And they said they took 6 mutual aid calls to Riverdale, Compton Lakes, Lincoln Park, and Montville. Compared to years calls around the same time in February, they I took January's number, not February's, but it was 133. But that's that. And then for the library, they are having a couple of events. Of course, you can take a look at everything on their website. Their story times for kids, Thursdays 10:30 a.m. They have a baby story time. The second and fourth Monday of the month, 10:30 a.m. and an open play time. There's a registration link. They're using these days for to register ahead of time. And they're also asking if you have a story of an artifact, something about Bloomingdale. They're asking you to tell them about it. And there's a Google form online. It's a Bloomingdale Library Mystery. They want to hear about Bloomingdale's history. It'd be nice to go on the website and fill out if you have access in town. And for the senior center, they have a couple of events coming up. Obviously, as always, we have a very busy calendar for chair aerobics, balance, the Golden Age Club meets every month. They had their St. Patty's party. They have a library craft. The next big, another event is the seniors are they're going to be able to see the play at Butler High School, 6 p.m. on March 20th. And they also have on April 10th, there is a trip with a $25 deposit that's required to take the lead in St. Clay to the Paper Mill Playhouse. You could take a look at their table at the Senior Center. And they have a community outreach coming up March 20th from 9 to 12 regarding substance abuse. And that's it. And I'll leave this for you. You always mention it. Okay.
John?
No, nothing tonight.
Yes, April 1st, Unity Through Community at Walter T. Bergen at 6:30 p.m. April 5th is
April 3rd,
April 3rd, I'm sorry.
Thursday.
Thursday, April 3rd, I'm sorry.
Thursday, April 3rd, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I've got it. April 3rd, Unity Through Community, Walter T. Bergen, 6:30 p.m. April 5th, Saturday, trout fishing contest, 10 a.m. at Bow Pond. April 12th, Triborough Little League Parade at 9 a.m. April 19th, Easter egg hunt, 12 noon. Also, we'll talk Real ID. We were asked to post it and we took our post down. The reason being is there are absolutely no appointments in the state of New Jersey. They are very difficult to come by. I spent, half a day trying to get my family members appointments. And when we did quickly post it, we took it down pretty quickly because people thought they had to go through us. No, you have to go through New Jersey Motor Vehicle. I will tell everybody a trick because I want everybody to know. Friday mornings, they opened it up and I was able to book appointments for my 3 family members. So we probably will not post it again, I think, because there was way too much confusion.
The problem is everybody in the world is waiting to the last minute, because it ends. I got mine back in the fall, and I had no problems getting an appointment in Wayne, which is
Yeah.
usually really busy. But you don't need a real ID. You can use a passport to travel within. The real ID just lets you travel within the states without carrying a passport.
Can I just add something? Well, if anyone's license is expiring in this very near future, you're probably gonna have a problem renewing the license, because the last time you renewed it was during COVID and you didn't have a picture taken. So now they're requiring a picture being taken, so you can't do it online, you have to go and make an appointment.
When I got my same thing, real ID back in December.
Renewal appointments are actually very easy to come by.
No, my nephew can't get it, you can't do it online.
That's so odd, because we were on yesterday and they said, just so everybody understands, there's multiple, like, you go onto the website, only because I've spent a lot of time on the website over the last couple of weeks, and when you go to make an appointment, there's multiple sections, and it says if you're renewing within the next 3 months, like if your license is expiring in the next 3 months, there was probably 34,000 appointments available.
They made the appointments, but because he didn't have a picture taken the last time.
If you gotta go and get your picture
Yeah, you
taken,
gotta
you
go.
don't have one.
Yeah.
But the trick is too, if you want real ID, you get your license, and then you go there and say, can you add the real ID? And they'll do
Yes.
it while you're there.
Like I had done
Yeah.
2
Yeah.
years ago.
Yes. Also, Passaic County Outreach is this Thursday from 5 to 7. I did actually try to help someone out to get an appointment. We could not get appointments. Bree did say that they take appointments first. It's this Thursday from 5 to 7. They do take walk-ins, but appointments take priority. Passaic County Recycle Collections, Sunday, April 6th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. If you have any questions on anything that is accepted materials, you can go onto our town Facebook page. Everything is there. The Board of Health, we introduced a couple new ordinances, re-inspection fees, public bathing, public health nuisances. If you have any questions, you can, email me thereafter. The Fire Department Auxiliary is having a fish and chips takeout Tuesday, April 15th from 4:30 to 7 p.m. at Tastefully British at 163 Union Avenue. Rave, please sign up for our emergency services notification system. It's on the homepage of the borough website, bottom right-hand side, the same as Recycle Coach. Again, homepage of the town website, bottom right-hand side. The town website. There are as everyone knows in this room, social media is huge with me. So I spend a lot of time on there. I try to answer questions the best I can. But we just see over and over and over again, my husband, he's like, where do I get a tree form? I'm like, on the town website, under forms. It's there. All the information is there. I just encourage people to go to our website, peruse it a little bit. We have a form section. We also have a section, which John is a huge advocate of, where people can go on and do service requests. If they need, a refrigerator picked up or whatever it is, you can go on there and do service requests. Emails, phone numbers, everything you can think of is on that website. And really, if it's a little challenging, the easiest thing is to just put whatever you're looking for in the search bar, and it comes up pretty quickly. And then also, if you ever have any questions, you can just call Town Hall, 838-0778. And our staff is wonderful, being able to tell people where to go to get information. So I really encourage people to go to our website, look at it, and it's so much easier, I think, now that we have the new website to manage our website. So that's it.
Dave?
Nothing this evening.
So for Bloomingdale Rec, it's worth noting that the day camps, the summer camps registration is now open, and they are discounted before April 15th. So please take advantage of that if you're going to. Also, I believe that they've got a sound bath coming up next week on Tuesday night, March 25th at the Fire Hall. And there is for BBYC beefsteak coming up on April 5th, I believe, at the Fire Hall. Is that correct? I believe, yeah, April 5th, and they have maybe 10 tickets remaining for it if you were interested as part of the BBYC. That's about it. Maybe, sir.
Yeah, Bow Playground, the DPW demoed the playground itself. They had to get rid of some of the mulch. The contractor is set up there with his equipment. He's coming in probably Thursday to start some earth moving. He has about 3 to 4 weeks worth of grading and getting the site prep ready, and the apparatus stood up, and then there's about a week of the rubber floor guy comes in and puts his surface down. So it's probably about a 5-week max project. Also, Bailey and Catherine started that project, the DOT. And then if you look at resolution M, you were notified that we were taking that off because the person that we offered the job to took another job with somebody else. But since then, we've got our number 2 person that we wanted through the police department, get the background checks done. They passed all that, so it is staying on. The only thing that changes is the name. The name is M. Gregory. So that'll be the replacement for the one DPW gentleman that left. And then just an FYI, I met with the mayor and Councilman Graziano and the chief and lieutenant, and we were looking at possibly talking with the Congress representative, Gottheim, about applying for an application for a grant for a new police headquarters. We were told that might be on hold with the new administration, and then just the other day it came back to the left again. So I just wanted to let everybody know that we are going to apply for that. It's not on here, but we're going to authorize Millennium to write that application for us. It'll be on the next meeting, but in the meantime, it has to be done now, so it has to be in by the 28th of this month. Chief has put together a letter, the needs for that grant and for the police station itself, the headquarters. And then we're looking for letters from the public, whether that be the sheriff and the superintendent and those type, but also the general public, just in support of the project, putting a new police station in. So, and we'll see what kind of money we get.
We're seeing what they offer.
What they offer.
The state gets X amount of federal money, it's like millions. So just came up through Congressman's office, then we saw an email. John made some phone calls down there because he knows the one person. And then that's how this all started. And we'll see what happens. Then, yeah.
See if we get anything. We'll just fill it all out, go for it, and see what they say. But again, came up a day ago, and it's all back to life, and we have like 2 weeks to get it in. So,
Yeah, small window.
yeah, really small.
And if it doesn't work, at least we know the experience for next year, because this comes up year after year. So we'll know what we're up against. You know, if we can get federal money or grant money to do that, we will. Obviously, we can't afford it as a borough, but we'll see where it goes.
See where it goes.
Right, yeah, the more public support we get, the better.
The better. Yeah, with the application, as many letters we can get, it with it helps. That's what the congressman sent an email out to us saying that the more support, the more likely that you get something.
Is this one you can put in for some this year, more next year?
Now, it's a one-time
It's a one-time
thing, to use it
Okay.
for that project. Yep.
What kind of money is it?
Yeah, each congressman, I believe, gets like 15 projects they can do. I'm not sure what the value of it, if it's $1 amount, or if it's just 15 projects, or whatever the number is, so. There's a lot of projects, if you think of all the congressmen out there, congresswomen.
Yeah, sure.
So just an FYI, Chief wanted me to let everybody know, that he will be sending stuff out, he wanted to catch people by surprise that he didn't know we're looking for this, so. That's it, Mayor.
Great. Just for me, just want to recognize the passing of Rudy Walls, which is the father of Barbara for the tax office, Kathy and Line, and Mark Line's father-in-law, and Jacob Line's grandfather. Rudy was a member of the planning board for several years, and he did a lot in this community. So I just want people to know that we're thinking of his family and just recognize what he did for our town.
Excuse me, Mayor. I just want to recognize Mark Redfield for helping me. I know, John and Dawn always talk about the service request, but I had, two, residents, come to me concerned that they had at their, treetop apartments, the conditions by the garbage area were really bad, and they had rats, Mark went and immediately, like I found out on Sunday, Monday, he went, talked, and he had pictures the next morning of it all cleaned
I
up.
went up there after I got the text from you, and I took pictures and sent them to Mark around the back of the dumpsters, and he was there probably 20 minutes after me.
Yeah, he's very, thankful.
And that's all taken care of.
Yeah, and also, I know you guys, I thought, Dave would mention it, the vote, the big vote that went through, and it's really good news that it went through. Of course, with, the concern of what's gonna go there, I mean, and if the possibility of having a police station, of course, that's a very bad corner to put by police, but as far as what it could be used for, I just hope it's something, another school, special needs school, something like that would be nice.
But you gotta remember, we have no idea what's gonna happen, that's a couple of years down the road to even get to that point. But just remember, if the school goes there, which is whoever buys it, but there's no tax money from the school. And the Board of Ed is, part of their process is tax money from there. They're hoping to get to offset their costs. So, you know, we'll see where it goes, we have no idea.
You know, John, I would really like to add on to Evie and Mark Redfield. He is absolutely phenomenal. He's such an asset to this borough. You know, I have hit him with 2 issues over the last 2 weeks, and I get immediate responses from him. Again, the same as Evie, pictures, emails back to me. He is fantastic. And, you know, I really think this borough is blessed to have such a wonderful, hardworking man. And he does things like you said, he's on a Sunday out there. Like, you call him and he's immediately out there working, it doesn't matter day or night.
Yep.
So bravo to him.
He does a great job for us.
Does.
Great job for us. And like I said, when you ask him something, sometimes his response, if he calls you, you're on the phone for 20 minutes.
I
He
know.
goes through the whole thing, but he's great at what he does, and he's good with the public.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause every time he goes to somebody's place, it's really not good news, it's, you know, he gets it done, which is great.
And he's really looking out for our seniors as well, which I
Yes.
very much appreciate.
Okay. Item number 8, resolution 2025 3.8, consent agenda. Do we have a motion? Second. Any questions?
Comment? So on G, the Facebook page. You know, this is kind of a sticky subject for me because I don't ever want to discourage volunteers of the borough. However, I think it gets to the point where we have too many pages, and our current residents and new residents will find it very difficult to find pages after a while. I'm not really sure, you know, I think, in my opinion, I would prefer that going forward, we have someone like Tom join our page who has thousands of followers versus trying to start fresh with a small group of followers.
Is there a way you could add, like, you know, the senior centers has a drop down in our main website, add him, just like the rec center has their, in our main page?
We don't have the same capabilities because of the type of page it is, but I'm more than happy to put someone, I mean, listen, again, I don't want to discourage someone and have people upset that to me, I would say no to that. But on the other hand, I think we need to start centralizing things, and then the more we get, everything has to be archived. And then that becomes a problem because we only have so much room, we only have so many pages we can have, and then my thing is where do we stop? Like, where do we get to the point where we have too many?
Okay, but as far as the museum, because I had a discussion with him, because I wanted to do some of the revolutionary, the celebration that's coming up, and he wants to host things and do things, kind of like, because, I mean, it's limited, his dates that he's there Saturday, but, and people would like to find him somewhere, like maybe he should be on our website, since that's our.
Nobody's gonna go to our website and look for it. If I'm looking for the Bloomingdale Museum, I'm a resident, I don't even know it's there, I don't even know if you have it, all right? And I did it today, so I started searching other towns. West Milford, typed in West Milford Museum, went right to this page. Butler Museum goes right to their page. Bloomingdale Museum goes right to the museum. How is anybody gonna, I don't know how it works in the background, I don't, it's not my thing. But if I type in the Bloomingdale Museum, you want it attached to our page, is it gonna take us to our page to find it? Or is it gonna go in Neverland that you can't find it? That's the part. I don't know how it works.
When you do a search for anything, your search is a general search, so then you can narrow it down. So when you type in Bloomingdale Museum, it just tags in anything that'll say Bloomingdale Museum. So if it's a post, a page, somebody tags somebody in it. So in reality, anything that just says Bloomingdale Museum, it should pop up with no problem, where someone can find it. But I just, like, for me, number one, we're a little limited. And again, anything that represents this borough has to be archived. So,
Where does it say that?
Mike? That's,
So I came that's the attorneys, I mean.
That's the attorneys.
And it's operable, right? Anything that's out there is operable. So
Well,
it's archived.
anything would be operable. I'm not up to date on the different organizations' Facebook page
great.
And the
rules and regulations regarding
Any
that,
page that the
but
council decides to acquire, then yes, but you'll never control the social media world as much as we'd like to.
correct,
We
so if,
designate the borough of Bloomingdale as our page. Council will have to decide how many you want to grab, because then you are responsible for those records, but you also,
Go ahead.
if people make them and leave, you can't go and outreach and tell them you have to delete them. It's freedom of speech, like, it gets into.
It's in the deeper weeds.
It is, and that becomes part of the problem too, is that there's pages out there from many years ago that we have absolutely no control over, that our borough, what's the word I want to use, Bree? They're not borough pages, but they're, like, let's say for instance, an employee that is no longer, they're affiliated because that employee is no longer here and they started the page, and that page is still out there. We have no control over it, we have nothing. So when something happens to that person, that becomes a problem.
Yeah, but didn't we create a policy where if somebody does create a page, that's why it's before us right now
Yes.
in the consent agenda. So that person then has to fill out their certification, I suppose. It says, yeah, I read the policy, I understand it, I'm going to abide by it.
We said don't assign.
yeah, there is a policy, I remember doing it, I was just trying to see if I could pull it up while Delaney was talking.
If somebody's gonna start a new page, it needs to come in front of this board, and this board decides yea or nay.
So if we, hypothetically, we see a page, I go out and start a page under the Borough of Bloomingdale, and I don't fill that out. Do we,
The council didn't approve it, so-
does the council have the right to contact that person and say, can you please remove it because you do not have permission from the Borough of Bloomingdale?
No. Not to remove it, but you have the right to request that they say some disclaimer on the page saying this is not the official or an official Borough of Bloomingdale page.
Which we have done, which there is a Bloomingdale page out there that has that in their tagline that is not the borough's page itself. It's one of the
Now,
Bloomingdale pages.
If somebody goes to post something on that page, I said, I don't know how that exactly works, does the administrator have the right to deny that person to post something on a Bloomingdale?
No. No.
Good.
We cannot deny them to post, we cannot delete, we cannot do anything.
Can
You should not delete.
Can we control it so they can't? I don't know if there's a checkbox.
You can control it so there is a capability of no comments.
Just post.
Just posting of information, which we have said in several different circumstances is preferable when the purpose of a page is to provide information, such as, and I'm using this completely hypothetically, the senior group has a Facebook page that solely is intended to say, okay, we have this trip on this date, contact this person for tickets. We have this event on this day, and so you don't turn on comments. The problem is if you have comments on, unless they are threatening or, profanity or something really, really overly over the top offensive or concerning, you cannot remove them. This is
Facebook
free
will remove
speech.
that if they see something like that.
And we could
I know
request
people that
It
have-
might be worth,
Shut that.
it might be worth noting too, because I think that we're mixing some of the conversation between official and unofficial, the difference between pages and groups, right? And how those interactions work. So like when you're discussing a page of some official sense, whether it be a business or whether one that we run, the posts and the information that is put forth is controlled by a group of admin providing information. So in the example of a senior center, putting that information on a page from the senior center for people to consume. And you can turn those comments on or off. In an avenue like the group or some of the unofficial pages, the posts on that page can be suggested by members of the group that don't have authority or admin privileges. And then the admin can either choose to approve or not choose to approve those posts in part of a larger dynamic and conversation. And I think that one of the ways that I think is advantageous for us to have some oversight in pages is that the information that we put forth, we have a little more oversight on. The challenge and what I see like Dawn having frustration with is that that has grown in scope so large now that there are almost too many pages to have to keep track of where the information resides for residents. So our discussion is like, do we want to have the oversight through an avenue of a bunch of pages, or do we want to have the oversight through a narrow page via just our borough page? And like, where and how do you want to filter that information to your residents is the question. Not so much as to how we can control Facebook, because that's not going to be something we can do. So just understand the difference between groups and pages.
But we've tried very hard, I will say, I would like to add this, we've tried very hard to make our page informational and not discussions. I'm like, if there's a discussion, I don't wanna have it. You can discuss, you can email me, you can call me, you can do whatever and we'll have discussions, but that's not what that page was ever designed for. It was designed for informational purposes. You have a question, when is recycling this week, whatever, when is this event? Those questions are, for the most part, answered as much as we can answer them. And I'd like to continue that moving forward, that it's strictly informational. It's not, our pages should not be for discussions.
What I'm gonna ask you to do is, I think we should approve Tom to continue advertising the museum. But I'm gonna ask you to go down and talk to him to see how we can accomplish what you're talking about with him. Because he did, I don't even know who created it for him, I have no idea, but he's really proud of it. I mean, he sent an email to me, I started this, and people are coming down. I think, John, you bought your son's Boy Scout club down there, and he called me and told me about that. He had a great time with the kids. He's down there every Saturday from 10 to 4. So I think we need to have a one-on-one conversation with him so he can accomplish what he wants the museum to be and follow within our guidelines. The first step, he's gonna have to sign the form of social media policies so he understands that. I think that's more important than anything, right?
Well, also that if we're going to keep that page, then he needs to get added on to the archiving.
However that works, I don't know how that works. You guys have to figure that out to do that. But like you said before, he's a volunteer. This is this is what he really does, and he comes down from Vernon to do this, so, and sits there. And I can tell you, there was, last year, friends of mine, they had a class reunion, and they asked me about the museum. Tom made time to take the whole class reunion down there and go to our museum when it first opened. So, he's, you know, he's really into it, so, and if anybody hasn't been down there, it's really nice. So, I'm gonna ask you to do that, have a conversation with him, and see how we can accomplish what both of you wanna do. I don't know how any of this stuff works.
Yeah,
Is that reasonable?
Yeah, I think it sounds like the most important thing is having Tom understand what our policies are so that he can work with Dawn and find a way to ensure that it's information driven, not discussion driven, from a social media standpoint.
Okay. Any other questions or comments about that? Okay. Any other questions about anything else? Roll call, please.
Cronkhurst,
Yes.
Catalano,
Yes.
Graziano,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Schubert, yes, Yazdi,
Yes.
Pending items, number 9, resolution number 2025 3.21, approving a white collar union contract. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Before we vote, just want to thank Mike for working with the white collar and achieving this goal. It took a little bit of time, but we accomplished where both sides are happy. Roll call, please.
Catalano,
Yes.
Graziano,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Schubert, yes, Yazdi,
Yes.
Cronkhurst,
Yes.
Item B, resolution number 2025 3.22, Lake Management Science. This is, they handle the pond, boat pond in Oakwood, so they're a lake management company. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call.
Graziano,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Schubert, yes, Yazdi,
Yes.
Cronkhurst,
Yes.
Catalano,
Yes.
New business, adoption of resolution number 2025 3.23, payment of the bills. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Questions? Roll call.
Hudson,
Yes.
Schubert, yes, Yazdi,
Yes.
Cronkhurst,
Yes.
Catalano,
Yes.
Graziano,
Yes, with the exception, I'm gonna abstain on vendor 05439.
Good. Okay. Item B, Bloomingdale Police Department promotions, adoption of resolution number 2025 3.24 and 3.25, promotions of Lieutenant Terpstra to captain and promotion of Sergeant Smith to lieutenant. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions on this? And this will be, we'll do roll call.
Schubert, yes, Yazdi,
Yes.
Cronkhurst,
Yes.
Catalano,
Yes.
Graziano,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
That's April 15th. Okay, that will be April 15th. We will start this meeting at 6 o'clock. And when we're done with this meeting, we will go over to the Fireman's Hall to do the promotions, like we've done in the past. But our regular meeting will start at 6. John?
Okay. Geez, I could wait till one meeting, but during that
Poor John.
Okay, item C, adoption of resolution number 2025 3.26. Professional engineering service of H2M. Help me with it.
They do all of that pipe stuff,
Okay.
all the water
I
stuff.
should know that, we just talked about it.
There's like 4 or 5 different things that they have to do for us each year.
And they do our reporting, right?
And they do all our reporting.
questions? Roll call.
Gasky,
Yes.
Bromhurst,
Yes.
Catalano,
Yes.
Graziano,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Schubert. Yes.
Item D, reintroduction of ordinance number 2-2025, amended chapter 92 of the BCD. So a motion to read by title.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
An ordinance of the Borough of Bloomingdale and County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 92 zoning of the Code of the Borough of Bloomingdale. This ordinance will be referred to the Planning Board, and adoption and final reading will be on April 15th.
Item E, introduction of bond ordinance number 6-2025, the senior center improvements. So a motion to read by title.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bond ordinance providing for various improvements to the senior center by and in the Borough of Bloomingdale, County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, appropriating $674,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $641,500 bonds or notes of the borough to finance part of the cost thereof. The second and final reading for this ordinance will be April 1st.
Item F, introduction of bond ordinance number 7-2025, Ann Street and Elm Street road improvements. Do I have a motion to read by title?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Bond ordinance providing for road improvements to Ann Street and Elm Street by and in the Borough of Bloomingdale, County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, appropriating $742,000 therefore, inclusive of a State of New Jersey DOT grant in the amount of $375,000, and authorizing the issuance of $742,000 bonds or notes of the borough to finance the cost thereof. A second and final reading for this ordinance will be April 1st.
Item G, introduction of bond ordinance number 8-2025, Ann Street and Elm Street water improvements. Do I have a motion to read by title?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Bond ordinance providing for water main improvements along Ann Street and Elm Street for the water utility of the Borough of Bloomingdale, County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, appropriating $891,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $891,000 bonds or notes of the water utility of the borough to finance the cost thereof. Second and final reading of April 1st.
Do I have a motion to open late public comment? All in favor? Aye. Which one? State your name and address.
Aaron Jasper, 125 Red Twig Trail. So I can ask a question about something last week that is going to happen soon. So you know how they're going to fix revap, right? Yes?
Yes.
And I saw like the lines, right? I think that what should be done there to make downtown look a little nicer, right, is instead of like orange striping, there should be curbs and
That's the
some
problem.
kind of planting.
The orange striping is just to mark out where it's going to be. There's going to be Belgian block curbing, new sidewalk behind it, and it'll be dressed up like a regular street. Yes, just so.
I heard that and I'm like, three orange stripes and
Now, when the engineers from the county did that, when they went down and marked it out with the contractor, we wanted to see what it was exactly gonna look like, so we know what's coming. But that's all gonna be torn
So they'll
apart.
have plantings, like, so it's not just.
That's up to the owners of the building.
They own that property.
They own that property up to where that orange mark is.
Yes.
I'll call it Food World for the better, right?
Yeah.
They own to that line. So there are parking spots that were there before.
They lose them, right?
They're gonna have parallel parking. If you notice, all county roads have parallel parking.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Which we met with both owners from there and the auto place on there, with both of them, when we were designing this with the county. The county engineer met with them, and this is the design they came up with to square what reads at. They're also gonna be putting, from what I was told, 6 crosswalk lights. So you push the button and that's gonna be all the way from there up to the Butler Split. So it'll be safer to get back and forth, because we've had some incidents over there.
You know, send the police out to play dummy and get people.
Yeah. So I'll just, that's just a line so they know where it's gonna be. We want to make sure that the width is right, for traffic. The Sloan Park side in front of the park will be yellowed out, so there'll be no parking exactly in front of the Sloan Park. So, because nothing in the morning when it's busy there.
Yeah, it's gonna be,
Just
it's gonna
make
be
it
a
allow.
lot, it's gonna be a little different.
Still be able to go around the right and keep traffic moving. So, but it'll be a safer intersection than what it is today.
And then with the social media, if someone goes rogue, right, you can just report the page and like, they're very good about like taking it down and like covering it, just, that. And then the other one, so Oakwood Lake, right, the dam is, it's cracked. Along with like the engineering for that, are they gonna come up with a fix for that? Because the water level's down about 6 inches. So,
The Lake Management Science is, I think, is treatment for the lakes. It's not the one that we just discussed this evening. You're talking about that resolution?
yeah,
So I think that's for treating the water and ensuring that we have better better
That sort of
control
water,
of algae
the
growth.
water is monitored, so we don't have algae growth, the water keeps
Yeah.
moving.
It's not.
The dam on Oakwood Lake, where it is
Yeah.
there, and you notice there's like a little cutout.
yeah.
It can only go as high, and if there's no water feeding it, it's going to,
No, but it's cracked underneath, like the water flows
and
underneath.
we're actually in the process, because if you notice on Woodward Ave in that section, the road does this. All right, so we're having our engineer to go out there and see why the road is starting to settle. It might be all tied together, so we'll see.
And then about the pond itself, like, have they thought about like actually dredging it or
No.
based on that old silt? Not allowed.
DEP will not let us touch it. We did what they call raking
Yeah.
a few years back, which takes you about 3 inches, and we got a grant to do that. And then we did some work on the outskirts of it to make it presentable.
Yeah,
And then the DEP got called, and we had to put everything back.
nice, makes sense, right?
They controlled it.
Yeah, that's all I got.
I wish they could dredge it to like 10 or 15 feet, it would be a nice
I know,
spot.
like, to where there's like, you can like, it was hard bottom.
Yeah.
It's interesting, when I was like skating out there with the kids, like, that stuff is like, I mean, like, put the hockey stick down in there, it's like probably 4 feet, and it's like weeds, that up to
Yeah.
6 inches down.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Would be nice. All right, thanks.
All right, you're welcome. Anyone else? Seeing no one, a motion to close?
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to go into executive?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Like I said, there will be no action taken out.